Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
That was beautiful, Annette.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was really
Amazing.
beautiful. Yeah, just
Thank
beautiful.
you so much.
Yeah, thanks for being here today.
Kind of last minute, but I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's so great to have live music at this particular show
I
in the
know.
Beauport Hotel.
There's nothing like live music.
Yeah, exactly.
Even one of the servers heard me playing the harmonica and said, "I thought it was being piped in, and it's so nice that it's live.
I know.
Just a few little notes."
I have a question, yeah.
Yep.
You're breathing like...
I
yeah.
knew that. Go ahead.
Okay, so Annette, so many people know you as a psychic, but they don't realize that you are a professionally trained musician.
Yes.
So this is the Rolling Stone interview magazine.
I like
Or
it.
magazine interview. This is a Rolling Stone magazine interview. That's what I meant to say. So tell us your background.
And music?
Yeah.
Well, I played piano since I was about 12. I just gravitated towards it at a young age. I paid for my own piano lessons growing up. I worked for Musician Magazine for a time. And when I worked for Musician Magazine, I recognized that I was those were kind of my people. You know how you get a sense of like, I feel like I belong in this group. And the crazy thing was I had gone to school to study environmental science, but music kept pulling me in. So after, growing up listening to Neil Young and Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen, I knew that I was in my heart a songwriter. And I started writing a lot of songs here, and then I recognized that I needed more people around me that did what I do. So I had a teacher at Berklee College of Music who said that I needed to move, that I needed to get out of town, because he kept seeing that I was writing songs all the time, and he said, you need to move to LA or New York or Nashville. And of those three, I couldn't imagine myself in the big, big, big city, and Nashville just seemed like, friendly South, and it just kind of pulled me. So I moved in 1992 to Nashville and stayed till 2002. I missed the ocean like you can't even believe. And I just kind of got pulled back here and started teaching piano again. And then segued into my other profession, which is I'm an intuitive psychic. And I did that. I got my start doing that in Nashville, too, in 1993. So it's been a diverse kind of a life. And, every day I don't know what's going to happen. It's always different. But it keeps life interesting, and it gives me a lot of content to write songs from.
So Annette, you grew up too in this area, right?
Yes, I
Before
got
you
my
were-
start as a piano teacher down on Beach Court, which is 3 doors down from where my mom was born.
Yeah, right.
Right down
In the fort?
In the
So
fort.
Yeah, she's a fort
in the
girl.
heart of Fiesta.
Yeah.
Yeah, she still tells stories about all the big churches they'd build and everything. So it's kind of funny how I ended up. I rented the back of a building, and it was like a garage, and I was so determined to teach piano, and I couldn't really afford to rent anything that was too expensive. So My piano teacher at the time laughed at me. He said, "You're the first garage piano teacher that ever existed." And I was very cold in that space in the winter, but I just kind of stuck with it and put a lot of heaters around. But I got my start as a piano teacher in Gloucester, and then when I moved, I started teaching piano in Nashville too.
Yeah, and you've performed a million places, especially locally, over the years too. You have a lot of music released. How can people find your music if they?
My
if they
music
wanna
is on Spotify, and iTunes, and I think it's on Amazon too. Not sure.
Yeah.
I don't look it up that much.
Right.
It's also on my website, which is psychicannetteDion.com. When I made my record, I had been kind of chomping at the bit to record my music. I had so many songs and they weren't recorded. And when I played out, people would ask for CDs, and I didn't have any CD. And a friend of mine invested money in my making a CD. And I did some of it here with some local musicians, and then I took a trip to Nashville and happened to serendipitously meet the guy that had just worked on Neil Young's Prairie Wind
Yes.
record. It just all lined up. His name is Chad Haley, so he was friends with Neil, and Neil was my hero, and it was really a big deal. And I got the creme de la creme of musicians to work on my record. It was really a lucky break. So I am so proud of it, and I don't really market it as much as I'd like to. We need more support for music and songwriters, because it's, we pour our hearts into what we do, and it just feels like with, Spotify not paying very much, and it's just like live music is the only way to make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But we keep plugging away.
We do.
Because where would we be without music and songs?
Well, we're happy you're here with us, Annette.
Me too.
Are you going to do another song for us,
Yes,
please?
I wrote a Christmas song back when I was in Nashville. It was the only time that I spent Christmas in Nashville. And the Gulf War had just broken out, and one day I was just sitting around just kind of contemplating what Christmas, really means. And I thought about soldiers overseas, and that, even though you might be away from your family, there's still an energy in the air. And I got this idea to write a song called Christmas in the Distance. So for all of those, I played at the start, I'll Be Home for Christmas. For all of those who can't be with their loved ones, this is for you. Snowflakes fall like Christmas lights. Children wish with all their might to catch a glimpse of Santa in his sleigh, and to hear the reindeer jingle all the way. Far away I'm listening, the winter sky is whispering, and through the air an ancient memory of three wise men and a babe they came to see. And I feel Christmas in the distance. Oh, holy night, breathe soft and low. Christmas in the distance, with more love than angels can behold. Mama singing silent night, church bells ring from way up high. There's still a magic in the early morning snow. Laughter always keeps us from the cold, and I feel Christmas in the distance. Oh, holy night, breathe soft and low. Christmas
All right, our next guests are Senator Bruce Tarr and Ringo Starr. Heather, do you know why they're here today?
I do know why they're here, and I really want to talk to Ringo. I usually talk to Bruce, but I really want to talk to Ringo.
No, Bruce is the regular. Okay, let's say hi to Senator Bruce and Ringo Tarr. How are you, gentlemen?
Good. How are you?
Thanks
Good
for
to
being
see
with
you.
us today. Yeah, great seeing you.
So I want to let you know how special this is because some people think seeing Ringo is a lot like seeing a unicorn, but he does really exist.
Yeah, he does.
And so it's great that we got him to join us today.
Only one other person has been on Cape-Ann today more than me and Heather, and that's you, Bruce. Bruce is with us every week with Heather.
Well, not every week. We
pretty
would
much.
like it to be every week,
Pretty
but
regularly,
it's some,
but-
pretty regularly.
And I'm very grateful for that opportunity. You know, 1623 does an amazing job of connecting our community and providing information about things that are important to people in a way that allows us to go in depth more than sometimes we can otherwise do. So I really appreciate that opportunity.
Yeah, he gets a little weedy, which is kind of good. I mean,
You love
to
that.
get this level of what's going on Beacon Hill is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is. Well, first things first, speaking about community connections, right? I mean, the Kent Circle tree lighting, it's a signature event for the area. So, and Ringo, you're obviously a huge part of that.
Yes.
Can you sort of talk us through the process of how this is going? Of course, on the tree lighting is this Sunday?
Sunday, yeah. Once the parade ends, after it leaves the State Fish Bail and at Kent Circle, kind of wait for it to get dark enough. Sometimes the parade ends a little bit early, but wait for it to get dark enough, and then we start the program. Lasts about 15, 20 minutes. It's a short program. We have some entertainment. We have guaranteed snow every year.
That's true.
And it's just a fun time. Hot chocolate, popcorn. It's a good time for the kids.
Yeah. How long has this been going on now?
This is, I meant to look, but it's either, I think it's the 28th or 29th year we've done it.
Really?
It started out as just a neighborhood thing. We had some kids from West Parish sang the first year, and the next year we landed some bell ringers that came out of Nashua, New Hampshire. They came down and performed for nothing, and it's just grown since then.
Huh.
Well, but you are responsible for the Christmas tree, right?
Yes.
And how long have you been finding that Christmas tree, and how does that whole process work?
Well, it started out, we were getting a local tree, and then the third year, we couldn't find one, and P.G. Comeau, the mayor of Shelburne, Nova Scotia, happened to be in town, and my brother and I, we approached him about donating a tree every year, and he said he was glad to do it. And it's happened every year since then.
So do you drive up to Shelburne, Nova Scotia to get the tree?
Yes, it started out the first couple of years. The first year, Frank Elliott hired a trucker to bring it to us. And then the second year, there happened to be a freighter in Shelburne that was coming to Gloucester that was leaving the same time we needed the tree. And they volunteered, put it on the deck of their boat and brought it down to Americold, and we brought it over. The third year, we had no one to get the tree for us, so I borrowed a trailer from the Cape-Ann Marina. I said, I'll just go get the tree. And that's what's happened since
So is
then.
that a 10-hour drive?
It's a 12-hour ride each way, and I take a ferry out of St. John, New Brunswick that lasts for 3 hours, so that's part of the 12 hours. And
Wow.
yes, yeah, it's my vacation, my 4-day vacation every year.
And what's Bruce doing while you're
so-
while you're on the
so-
road? What's he doing?
I have to add a little color to the story, obviously. So Ringo had this idea right from the very start that Gloucester should have a Christmas tree, and it was a wonderful idea. And the first couple of years, he was able to find a tree, but it wasn't as easy as what he made it sound like.
Yeah.
Streets had to get shut down,
Yeah.
cranes had to be brought in, heavy equipment, and the tree would get taken from somebody's house that needed to get rid of a tree, that it was posed some sort of a problem. Year 3, Sunday morning, we're at the farmhouse. Ringo comes and says, we can't find a tree. So, as you know, we have 2 sister cities in Nova Scotia. One is Lunenburg, and the other one is Shelburne. And we had recently been to Shelburne, Nova Scotia, and they had built a new library, which is a really nice building. And I called the mayor and said, why don't we have a conversation? And we did. And I said, we'd be happy to give you books to put in that new library if you would exchange for us a tree. And Mayor Comeau said, regardless of whether you give us the books or not, I want to give you a tree. And that began another tradition where we would get books selected by the library, by Sawyer Free Library. We'd package them up, and Ringo would take them to give them to them until we filled almost an entire Gloucester section of their library. So then we decided we needed to do something different. And so the something different now is that the Essex Agricultural Society, responsible for Topsfield Fair, makes a contribution to the town of Shelburne so that they can buy trees to plant in their downtown and beautify their local area. So it's been just a wonderful tradition. And Chris, a little bit more about that. Again, Ringo's very modest, but it wasn't as easy as necessarily always just getting a trailer. Ringo, being Ringo, built a trailer in the backyard. And oftentimes, if you're near our farm, you will see sparks flying and hammers going, and it's always Ringo up to something. And in this case, he built a custom trailer that is just used to move this Christmas tree. And so, that has been a wonderful tradition as well. We should mention there was a time during COVID when going across the border was not possible to be able to get the Christmas tree. So Ringo, being the very resourceful person he is, learned that the Christmas tree that Halifax gives to Boston was actually coming on a ship, a freighter, into Portland, and then was going to be transported by truck. So, of course, we get the call from Ringo, and we reached out to the Canadian consulate, and we worked with some other folks, and the Gloucester tree was next to the Halifax tree for Boston coming into Portland, and Ringo only had to drive a couple hours that year and go to Portland.
That's unbelievable. That's
That's
some serious
amazing.
inside baseball there.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
But we all know what it takes to put our own Christmas trees up.
Well.
So I've always wondered about that. I thought this is like no easy feat, getting that just getting the trees.
Yes,
And clearly
yes.
cranes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shooting down
Yeah,
roads.
and when we did it down Kent Circle, we had 2 truckloads of concrete in the ground with the pipe to support the tree, so the tree will snap way before it will get uprooted. And,
Yeah.
So yeah, it can't go anywhere.
So has it ever fallen over?
It snapped a couple times.
Oh, really?
And actually, last year after Christmas, we had a big windstorm and it
I
snapped.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. But it's awesome how everyone looks forward to it. Like, we love being at the beautiful Beauport Hotel too, and I try telling them every time, like, you don't understand how much the community looks forward to when everything's decorated here.
Yes.
There's like Thanksgiving, everyone's back in town, and then once that passes, oh, the hotel must be decorated. We have to go see that.
Yeah.
The Christmas tree lighting has become such a big deal around here too.
Yes.
So how's it make you feel, Ringo, seeing what it's become?
I have 20 switches that we put on the stage, and we have children come up, 20 children come up, and they all throw the switch. And that makes my day. The smile on their faces when we throw that switch on, the tree lights, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we should mention that when Ringo goes to get the tree, he has a team that goes with him. So Joe Novello, who most people know is the president of the St. Peter's Fiesta Committee, Nick Kookaroo, who practically lives at Kent Circle while all of this is happening.
Cookeries are angels. They really are.
And Nick DeCosta has been added to the team. So they drive all the way, they get the tree, and we should also say thank you to the town of Shelburne, because their recreational department, their Parks and Rec department, actually prepare the tree and cut it down. And so that's part of the gift from Shelburne to Gloucester. And there's a lot of intricacy to that because they tie the branches up so that it can travel safely. And they do a great job. And then when the tree gets here, then another team takes over. Ringo has a band of dedicated volunteers. He's enlisted everyone in our family, but that even wasn't enough. So he's reached beyond that, and there's a whole team of people that put a lot into decorating the tree and getting the stage ready and
Getting
decorating all the
lights
other
on,
trees.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
got to be
Well,
a huge choreographed event.
I purchased the man lift many years ago to go up and do the decoration. I used to borrow a truck, and we used the ladder. This year here, Nick Kookaroo, who helps out, he bought a 30-foot long pole that extends out, and we did him a lot from the ground, which I think it made the paper, the picture of it. But it was very interesting. But he pulled it off. It worked good.
We're
That's
so appreciative
amazing.
of the work that you do, Ringo, for to
thank
put
you.
something like that.
Thank you.
Now, Bruce, we know you have an engagement to get to, but we do want to talk about what your plans are for the holiday season. Everyone's used to the toy drive. So how has that shifted this year?
Well, it has shifted, but it's important to let everyone know that it is happening. As everyone, I think, knows, North Shore 104.9 was sold. It has a new owner, and a lot of its programming is syndicated and comes from California. So the toy drive really needs to be locally generated. So we switched this year to a web-based platform, and as of about 10 o'clock this morning, it should be live. and it's northshoreholiday.toydrive.org. We also have a Facebook page, again, northshoreholiday.toydrive.org, and we're on Instagram at nshoreholidaytoydrive.org. And so we are going out and if you go to the website, there are all of the charities that we're working with, and we're actually still adding some. And you can click on their website if they have one and make a contribution that way. Or you can send them, if they don't have a website, there are addresses where you can mail a contribution. But importantly, we want to keep the spirit of the toy drive alive. So if someone wants to give us $1,000 or more, we are going to interview them, and we'll put that on the website. We've always had local performers, local school groups. If they want to send us a performance, we'll put that on the website. So again, it's just starting, but we want to make sure that it's an exciting place to be, and we populate it with all of the usual things that make the toy drive great. And the best thing that makes the toy drive great is the generosity of people on the North Shore. You know, the toy drive historically has stretched all the way from Lynn to Newburyport, and this year it's going all the way to Salisbury. And people are just incredibly, incredibly generous, and it is so heartwarming to see the power of their giving and the difference that it makes in the lives of kids and families. So we're excited that it's still happening. And again, I want to encourage folks to go to northshoreholiday.toydrive.org and check it out, and check it out frequently, because we're going to be updating it quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll have the links there for sure.
Yes. Okay, I have one last question. You two are brothers, and you are clearly dedicated to service in this community in your own special ways. Where does that come from?
Pretty much our family always did a lot for the city. Going back, family owned a car dealership, and they had a record business, and a lot of record tows got done for nothing because people didn't have the money. You know, the city needed something right away. Blizzard of '69, we towed a fuel truck down through Washington Street, down to the gas station, so the trucks could get, everyone could get fuel during the blizzard. Yeah, it was always community oriented.
Yeah.
So Tally's was a hub of activity, and there was always something happening.
Yeah.
And, you know, like most small businesses, if not all of them on Cape Ann, there was always a community service element to it, whether it be helping someone get their first job and helping them to learn what it's like to have that first job, or whether it be charitable donations or helping somebody out with something. You'd be amazed how many uses you can find for a tow truck that can help people out in a
Pull
jam.
a Christmas tree, maybe too. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah.
So there's just, you know, so many different things. And of course, our father worked at the Gloucester DPW for 37 years. And so in his own right, he provided that kind of public service. So it was just ingrained in us always to be able to do things for the community and want to give back for all the things that the community has given to us.
Nicely put, Bruce,
Yeah.
and Ringo as well. And it's been great getting caught up with both of you again. And
Yeah.
happy holidays to you
Happy
both.
holidays.
And we thank you for your dedication to the
Thank
area
you.
as well. We really do mean
Thank
it.
you so much.
Well, happy holidays to both of you. And again, thank you so much for the gift that you give us constantly by allowing people to come on, talk about what's happening on Cape Ann. It is priceless, and we all deeply appreciate it. So thank you so very much for that.
No, thank you
you.
very
Thank you.
much. Yeah, we feel your support. We
Yeah.
really do. So.
And good luck on Sunday
Oh,
with that
thank
tree.
you.
Yeah, we'll see you
Hopefully
Sunday
there's no
night.
wind.
Hopefully the weather's cooperating.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome to beautiful and historic downtown Gloucester at the Beauport Hotel once again for our special holiday show, Heather. We love being here.
We love this. And we've done a few of them, maybe 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting by the fire, wonderful guests coming in. It's so beautiful here. Let's just talk about the Christmas decorations.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, people, it means a lot to the community to, they always ask, is the hotel decorated yet? Is the tree up yet? It's a funny thing that happens. It's always Thanksgiving, and then everyone knows Ladies' Night's coming, which means the hotel's decorated.
Yeah, right.
And the holidays are now in full swing.
And Ladies'
so-
Night was last night, and the decorations are still up.
Oh, yeah, so they made out all right.
Yeah, exactly.
So joining us, as always, from Beauport Hotel is Jean Hennessy. She's Director of Marketing Communications. How are you? Great to see you again,
I'm
Jean.
doing great. Great to see you both. Welcome.
Yeah.
It's great to have you back again.
Oh, it's awesome to be here. So obviously, holiday season is upon us, right? Whenever we talk to you, there's always 9,000 things going on
Oh
here.
my gosh.
But you always have special things going on for this season. So what exactly is ongoing?
We love the holidays, can you tell? Well, we're doing a lot this year, as usual. A lot has become a tradition. You know, we're doing Pack the Bus, for example. For those of you who aren't familiar with that, we're collecting toys and giving them to Pathways for Children. They're going to pack up our bus out front, and we drive over and deliver them, and it's just such a great, feel-good event. Last year, I think we had 200 toys we delivered.
Yeah.
So people can just come to the hotel with a gift.
Anytime, just bring it in. We have a place in the lobby where they can be dropped off, and we'll bring them over.
Yeah.
So it's and then also in addition to that, we're doing Cape Ann Kids. We are rounding up our checks. We have a QR code in the check presenter, so if folks want to donate to Cape Ann Kids, they could just round up. They can do the QR code and make another donation. And Cape Ann Kids, I don't know, they'll probably.
Yep.
We've already spoken about that, so you know what that's all
Yeah,
about.
we'll do a deeper dive with all the machinations of that effort as well, so which is really nice. But
Which is great.
and everyone loves the Volkswagen bus that's parked out front.
Right.
So, you know,
And
whether it's
we
the
have an
beach
ornament.
bus
I
or
don't know if
some-
you've seen it yet, but we have a Christmas ornament with the bus.
Oh, I got
So it's awesome.
Instagrammable moments there.
That's right. And so the boutique.
Yeah.
I mean, Kathy has done an outrageous job with the things that she has brought in, all the sparkles and all the glitter and all the fun for the holidays. So terrific things for the holidays in there. We are doing our Jingle Bar again on Wednesday nights
Yeah,
from
how does
now
that
until
work?
Christmas. Just walk in the lobby. We have the baby grand piano and a bar set up in the lobby and lots of jingles and bells and a piano player, and it's just very, very festive. We started last Wednesday, and it was a huge hit already.
Yeah.
So Wednesday nights. Tuesday, Thursdays, we have musical entertainment here as well. So again, just a great place to come have a drink, meet with your friends, your coworkers after work or whatever to celebrate the holidays.
Yeah. So now, Gene, we haven't been here since summer. Well, I mean, I've been here every now and then. Heather, sure
I
we've
have
been
been
I
here.
might have
Yeah.
seen the two of you
I
now
think,
and
yeah.
then.
Yeah.
One thing we noticed was how busy it was all year. And of course, coming off of the weirdness of COVID and to finally, it felt this year for the first time that people were back.
Oh man, we had the busiest year ever.
Oh, did you?
We did. I mean, we
That's
thought
great.
21 was busy with all of the revenge travel and folks coming back out, but 22 just was over the top and fabulous. It was just great. We had weddings Friday, Saturday, Sunday, very often Thursday, Wednesday weddings. I mean, we had tons of weddings and corporate groups were back, which we didn't have during COVID. Corporate groups have come back, so everything's back. Knock on wood.
I know, and the weather really cooperated too this summer.
Oh yeah, we didn't have the July we had last
Yeah.
year.
I know.
So I'd like to ask about these Christmas decorations because they are really stunning, and they're stunning every year. So who is responsible for that?
Meredith McCarthy does all of our Christmas decorations. So, and Kathy has a lot to say too because she has that eye. But yes, Meredith McCarthy.
And did I see that there are workshops that she does? Maybe
She did one.
Yeah.
It's today. Okay, so she has one tonight. Last night, Heather from Audrey's Flowers did a workshop.
Okay.
So we did a boxwood tree last night, and tonight Meredith is doing a wreath making workshop. Again,
So-
fun. Like last night was ladies' night. We had boxwood tree, we had ladies' night, we had musical entertainment.
Yeah.
Kathy had a blowout sale in conjunction with ladies' night. I mean, it was just over the top.
Yeah, it's so much fun
great.
as a hub for all. in Gloucester.
Right,
Yeah, a
exactly.
Christmas hub.
Oh yeah, that's so even just around Thanksgiving time, it's like the starting point to have a reunion with your friends and family coming in from out of town. It's like, well, let's just meet at the hotel.
Right.
You know, and that's sort of what place people start or finish.
Right.
their night, which
I
is-
was thinking about that because Annette just sang 2 songs which were about coming home for Christmas, or Christmas in the distance was maybe just not being able to come home. And so many people do return to Cape Ann for the
Oh, yeah.
holidays to be with their families.
And you've
again.
mentioned you're local, but you meet your friends here like the night before Thanksgiving
Oh,
or
yeah.
Thanksgiving weekend. It has. We have a Home for the Holidays special package that we promotion for room nights.
Oh, do you?
Home for the Holidays. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
a great idea.
Yeah, it's a
Huh.
great that people come and gather from all around and meet here at the hotel and they come home for the holiday.
Yeah, I
We're
don't
their
know-
home away.
I don't know how many communities have that feel of, really people solidly coming home for the holidays to
Yeah.
this place.
Well, you always think Fiesta time, it's mayhem around here.
Yeah.
But I still think that the night before Thanksgiving has sort of turned into the most special night of the year for the locals because that's the reunion, and you're sort of used to. You go out and like, when I was young, we would go out and well, there's my teacher. Yeah. Just hanging out and having fun. And everybody is out that night, and
Except for the mothers who are home making pies.
well, yeah, that's true. too.
Right.
But
Yeah.
everywhere you turn,
Yeah.
though, it's just another
Yeah.
fun conversation you're bumping into. And when you have a place like this, that's just so open and so beautiful and so,
So
inviting.
beautiful. Yeah.
And
warm.
you know,
I love-
community, and as you know, is very, very important to Sherry and to Ray and Laura and the managing directors. I mean, being a part of that community. We have our own community within the hotel, our staff, our in-house community, and then we have the community of Greater Cape Ann, and it's so very important to us that the community feels like this is their home away from home.
You know, that's a really cool point, Gene, because it's gorgeous, it's opulent, this hotel, but the locals are here too.
Right.
So
Very important.
yeah. So in the planning stages, was that like a conscious? Was it been a conscious effort to have those two cultures meld together?
Absolutely. You know, we do market the property internationally, and we do have a lot of international travelers and national travelers coming in. But the community is who we feel that's who we want in the door all year long. I mean, look, how could we be not for the Greasy Pole, right?
Fiesta. Yeah.
I know.
Right here for the Greasy Pole contest. But year round, it's Sherry. She has that community spirit, and it's important. When we were designing the hotel, how do you like that? When I designed,
We did such a good job.
thank you very much. Very proud. No, I was on the team a little bit, sort of her eyes and ears on at some of the meetings, and she said, I want people to come up those stairs and go, I'm here, you know, I'm comfortable. And
Yeah.
that was just her vision, that she wanted people to be comfortable here. And I think she succeeded. I mean, it's just a comfortable, but with opulence is a nice word, you know.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm a townie. So you know what I'm used to.
It's New England opulence, which is a little bit more reserved.
Yeah.
Casual elegance, you
Yeah.
know, like we want you to feel like you're being pampered, and we want you to get the most hospitable experience you could possibly experience, whether you came from down the street or whether you came from Italy. You know, that's what we want for you,
Yeah.
and for everybody. And I think our team does a really good job welcoming people.
Yeah, Cherie's right about that feeling you get when you come to that top step and then look and see, oh, who's here and how beautiful the setup is too. And I always tell friends and family that this is like going on vacation in your hometown when you come here. You know, just there's a special feeling about it. So.
It really, I mean, beyond the beauty of Gloucester itself, which is it speaks for itself. Beyond that, this property itself is just very welcoming, I think, and beautiful.
Yeah. So, Gene, we know that you have a ton going on for the holidays. Looking towards 2023, unbelievably. Any big plans? Or are we brainstorming at all yet?
Oh, always. You know,
Yeah.
January will be we have a big leadership meeting in January, come up with great ideas and brainstorm and so forth. And we do have a Veuve Clicquot event coming up again in the winter.
Oh, I remember that. I was
Clicquot in
there
the snow.
last year. For
Yeah,
that.
that was awesome. But I do want to tell you about a few things happening
Yeah.
before
Please do.
the
Please.
holidays, before I forget my piece of paper.
Yeah.
So here we have the gift card promotion through all of our properties, which we always do, which is 20% bonus cards. When you buy a $50 gift card, you get a $10 bonus. $100, you get a $20 bonus card. That will be happening until Christmas. So those are great Christmas presents. New Year's Eve on Beauport Cruise Lines, again, we will be hosting, which is always a fun. It's great to be out in the water in the middle of that weather and cold, and you feel nice and warm inside
Yeah.
on Beauport Cruise Lines. And Santa at Sea. Are you familiar with Santa at Sea?
No.
Santa at Sea, we do for the kids. We have 2 sailings, and it's December 11th this year. But Santa arrives. I don't know how he does it with his busy schedule, but he comes and sees the kids, and that we have hot cocoa and cookies and a reading of The Night Before Christmas, and it's just kids come in their pajamas. It's great.
Oh, nice.
And I mentioned music here Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Jingle Bar on Wednesdays. So I did make sure I covered. Oh, Seaport Grill also has
Right down the street.
Right
Yeah.
down the street. They have a December 8th. We're going to have live entertainment there. Chris Fritz Grice
Oh, yeah.
is going to be
I love
performing, and
Grice.
we'll have some specials that night, and so that'll be a fun night, great holiday
Yeah,
night.
love it over there, too.
So much going on, and we just recently launched a new menu, which Chef will be here later.
Oh, great.
So he'll bring you a little sampling of what we're doing, but he and his team are so focused on bringing in fresh ingredients from local purveyors and local providers. So he'll talk to you about that too.
And the 1606 restaurant and oyster bar took care of us this morning too.
They
Beautiful
did, yeah,
scones
Queen
and
Amman.
Queen Amman, and
Terrific.
we're loving that too. So thanks so
Terrific.
much. Well, Gene, we love catching up with you.
Thank you.
And
Thanks
we
for
appreciate
coming.
your hospitality, and we'll see you in a little bit.
You
right?
will
With
see
the
what we
chef.
bring out here.
Yeah, but thanks again so
Surprise.
much for having us today.
My pleasure. Enjoy.
So thank you.
Talk to you in a while.
And that's Jean Hennessy. She is the Director of Marketing and Communications here at the Beauport Hotel. You can learn more about Beauport Hotel at beauporthotel.com. We are right here at 55 Commercial Street in downtown Gloucester. It's a gorgeous setting, right on Pavilion Beach, looking out at the inner harbor here. And it's gorgeous today, too.
Well, there is a little wisp of cloud out there, but blue skies, looking through the sand dollar decorated Christmas wreaths. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heather, it is the giving season, you know. So it's time to talk to some of our giving elves.
I know.
Right?
These stories are just so beautiful. The
Yeah,
next
so
two coming
Kristen
up.
and Lisa, come on, please. Once again. This
Nice
is Lisa
to see you
Lamont
guys.
and Kristen Michelle.
How are you?
Good.
Return
Good.
guests here.
Yeah,
Hi, Lise.
it's
How
been
are you,
a
hon?
year.
Good to see you. Hi,
to see you,
Kristen.
as
How are
always.
you?
Hi, Kristen.
Thanks for being here, ladies. Make yourselves cozy.
Thanks for all you do. Let's just start with that.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you again.
Yes.
I mean, we're glad you grabbed a few minutes to spend with us today, because you must be juggling 20 balls in the air right now with the Giving Elves program. So I guess right off the
Right
top,
there.
do you explain what Gloucester Giving Elves is, and if we want to talk Together Gloucester and how this all came about,
Sure.
please go ahead.
Go ahead. You can
So
explain the elves.
the Gloucester Giving Elves is an organization that we started. This is our third year. It started the first year myself and the late Jennifer Amara.
Yeah.
So we started this together on a fluke with the hospitality workers because it was during COVID, and then last year it evolved into a specific population at our high school. We partnered with people at the high school that gave us 71 students that were in need. And Kristen got involved even more so last year. She was involved the first year. Last year she really came full charge involved with us. And we were able to take care of 71 students through the generosity of the Gloucester community, merchants, and donors. And this year we're back again with 80 students, and it's wonderful. Unfortunately, we lost Jennifer, but her family's involved with us this year in her memory, and they're really, they're donating and helping. Her mom was just with us the other day, organizing everything at the warehouse that we get donated by Eric McNiff. So we just have so many people helping us, and like I said, it's the specific population, the kids you don't always think about. Everyone donates to little kids. Everybody wants to buy toys. Well, there are kids, there are teenagers with nothing. So we give them their necessities. And Kristen, being the head of Together Gloucester, and it being a full nonprofit organization, we're able to now take donations directly to them, and the merchants that are donating, we're able to give them, their tax slips and everything. So it's been great. It's a great partnership with the community and Together Gloucester and the Elves.
Yeah.
So how are you learning what these kids want?
We decided, to
Okay.
be honest. We did. Go.
We do basic things. Sweatshirt, sweatpants, pajama pants, like things that they are going to use and need every day. And we do have a relationship with several educators at the school. So if there are needs beyond this time of year, last week they needed specific size jackets for some girls, and we're able to just purchase them and drop them off, and I get a text the next day. These girls are so happy that you're able to provide jackets that fit and were new and warm. So we do extend the Giving Elves beyond. They'll just reach out to us and say, we need personal care products, or this student needs something. We never know who the students are. We just have a relationship with the staff at the school, whether it be a health teacher, a guidance officer, adjustment counselor. Just have a little internal network. They ask, we give, and the kids have what they need.
And are you posting these needs on Facebook and people are seeing it, or are you?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So, look, like Kristen said, we have our specific list. We start out with sweatshirts, pajama pants, or yoga pants, or sweatpants, toiletries, socks, hats, scarves. And I just do a post on the elves, and then it gets shared. And this year was just amazing. Less people buying more things. So we had 80 students, and we went to the warehouse the other day, and we broke it up, and we saw what we had. And then I did a list the other day of, I need 4 small, men's, and one person said, I'll buy the rest of those. So now all we're down to what we need is, and we got a huge donation of girl socks, and then Peg at Pop got us, one of her vendors gave us, we have enough girl socks to give a village in Italy. But we are now, our needs are down to very few things, but specifics are men's athletic socks, toiletries for both men and women, and we're asking this year a little more channeled in on gift certificates to Simple, where the kids can walk going to school, coming home from school, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, maybe Destino's, maybe Yellow Sub in $10 denominations. Just because last year we had so many, and we were told by some of the teachers, the kids couldn't get to some of those places. So we just want to make it easy, and honestly, where they're going to get the most bang for their buck.
Right.
You know, if you give them $10, they can get breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, interesting.
Or
So-
lunch, or dinner.
Right. And I'm friends with both of you on Facebook. And I'm telling you, Heather, like every time you turn around, Lisa or Kristen has a Facebook update, and they're asking for something to help somewhere, like, hey, we need a jacket in this size, whatever, and like that.
My husband came down the other morning. He's like, what? And I was so happy. I'm like, can you get me in the warehouse, please?
So I'm not on Facebook, so I just want to know the mechanics of it. So let's say I want to bring you some jackets. Where do I bring them?
My house at Kristen's.
Okay, and that's on Facebook, those addresses?
No, we'll tell you.
Okay, all right, okay.
I don't put my address.
Yeah,
straight.
yeah, okay.
I message it.
Okay, so someone is contacting you on Facebook and you message them your address?
Absolutely,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, great
Yeah.
to know, great to know.
And then we bring it to the warehouse. Like, we literally have, it's like it's our warehouse right now. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like, you
we
could
miss
have
it,
that
right?
whole area. Here, put these on top to cover it from the dust. And then he donates us this fun soap, and he's a great guy.
Yeah. And so, Kristen, let's talk a little bit more about Together Gloucester and how, of course, there's we redoubled our efforts for the holiday season, but you're doing this year round.
We do.
Yeah.
We do it year-round, and we help any person or any neighbor in need in Gloucester and Rockport. We do it mostly through referrals from other nonprofit agencies. So although we do get some individual requests, it works much like the high school, where there is an advocate will reach out and say, I have a family with this need, or here are the circumstances, can you help me? So social workers, counselors, and other direct people that we have relationships, whether it be Pathways. We're doing a giant diaper drive for Wellspring right now. So we have a network of, carers, and we help each other out. And a lot of times, the funding doesn't allow them to help people individually if they need something for their family, gas to get to work, things like that. So we're able to help in those circumstances. We don't know the people, they do, and we just know that they've determined it's a true need, and we just make it happen. We do have a great relationship with a number of people that serve people that live outside. So we were able to get what they need, drop it off, whether it be at the Grace Center, One Stop, or a nurse that serves people outside. And they pick up or we drop off. And as a matter of fact, last week we had a number of backpacks we dropped off. And you can tell how quickly that this circle of giving works is because I saw a gentleman 2 days later with the backpack, with the sweatshirt, that I had donated 2 days before. So this stuff isn't sitting. There's no, we do have a small inventory of seasonal things like jackets now. I have a whole bunch in my house. A lot of sneakers and shoes. Nelson's has been great. We have a connection at Puma that's been amazing. So we do stock some things, but we don't keep it because people need it. So we give if we have.
So it's a great way for people in the community to know that their giving is just helping so directly.
You're giving to your neighbor,
Yeah.
really.
Yes.
And a lot of it is needs you would not really know about because it's not talked about. So we're able to form these relationships, we just ask. They don't ask us, what can we do to help you?
Right. We have
And we
merchants.
it just happens. And Gloucester's great.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I send out emails to, or stop into stores, and I went into Sweats of New England over on Main Street, and she's like, just take what you want. Like, well, what can I take? Whatever you want. Okay. I mean, Jamie at One Ocean, sample this, Renee at
Super
Super
Cute.
Cute. The list goes on. I mean, every merchant that we know. You want sweatshirts? Okay. Well, what size you want? Oh, this is the most popular size. Okay, come get it.
Amazing.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So, Lisa and Krista, what does that tell you about the community here? Because every time you turn around, I mean, other than like your efforts, there's all the nonprofits, there's all the fundraising going on, all these efforts are happening. Someone needs help all the time. What does it say about Cape Ann?
I don't
Unbelievable.
think we would live anywhere else.
I've honest to God, I've lived in other communities, and I'm overwhelmed at the support. Soon as you ask, they just, your phone's blowing up, there's stuff at your front door. Nobody even questions. They're like, what can I do? It's always, what can I do? It's like we truly are, it's like everyone wants to help. It's truly together. It's truly a together community. It's amazing.
So what you guys are really, it's such an important service that you are tapping into the actual need, like really, really specific, to use that word again. And people, there's all this generosity out there, so people want to do it, and you're the connection.
Right.
It's really, that's so vital. Because as we don't know how the people who are living outside
Right.
are feeling right
No.
now and what they need, or these students.
These students that really get excited to get a sweatshirt.
So,
And then we will do we're having our wrapping party at the warehouse on the 11th, and actually Laurie Lufkin and Doug are going to be catering it for us.
go meet and
Meats
sweets.
and sweets. Yep.
Yeah.
Got to give them a plug.
Yeah.
And then on the 15th, we are going to be, they have a little like pizza party type thing for these students and their families at the high school. And we will, last year because of COVID, we weren't able to be at it, but, well, you were, I think. Yeah, you stayed. She snuck in, yeah. And to give it what I was told by Kristen, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
It was remarkable. Yeah, so.
Nice.
Now, if people want to find you or contact you, or the Giving Elves or Together Gloucester, how can they go about doing that?
Together Gloucester has a website, www.togethergloucester.org. We're on Facebook, on Instagram, and the Giving Elves also has a separate Facebook.
Facebook page, yep, or they can, like the Giving Elves, and you'll see the posts of what we need right now. Have the list up of what is still needed. Toothpaste too. That's another one that's still needed.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Kristen, Lisa, it's great catching up with you again. Thanks so much for all you do. It's amazing.
Thank
and
you.
everyone
Our
you're
pleasure.
working
Our
with.
pleasure, and thank you
it
for
says
having
a lot.
us.
And we do, want to mention again, Jen Amaro. Like I grew up and graduated with Jen. I
Good
love
friends.
Jen. Think of her every
Love
day,
her.
and really miss her. And she was a big part of this too. So
She really was. She had connection, and her family has been amazing. They want her sister messaged me. We want to be involved. And her mother was there. They're lovely people.
I mean, her heart was just always in.
It was.
in this kind of work.
It
all
was.
The time.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're glad we can continue it. on.
Yes.
thank you so much. Happy holidays, ladies.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Happy
being
holidays
here.
to you.
Thank
All
you.
right, so Lisa Lamont and Krista Michelle of the Gloucester Giving Elves and Together Gloucester, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you
great.
again.
Amazing efforts, huh?
Thank you.
It's incredible.
And it's going, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I know you're not on Facebook anymore, Heather, but I
No, I'm
am, and
not.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
every time you refresh that page,
Yeah.
Kristen's like, hey, we need a jacket in this size, and boom, there's just 3 or 4 people like, I've got one. Like, where do I bring it? Are you home now?
Yeah.
You know, so it's unbelievable.
Well, this is why I wish I was on Facebook. Let's just say that.
There is, there is a positive aspect to local social.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
done right. But-
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but
And
we
this
get it.
community, you're
Yeah.
learning more about this community.
Well, the hits just keep coming.
I know.
Another amazing
I
group of folks are going to be
know. Hi,
back with us here.
Melanie.
So now we have, Meg Merlin is with us, and Haley again.
Yes,
You become a regular. And Mel.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good to see you
Great to
again.
see you guys.
All right, hi ladies.
So this is like the superpowers of Cape Ann, right? The triumvirate.
Yeah, this is
Right?
the Cape Ann Kids Holiday Fund. So we're now with Meg Merlin of Action Inc., Haley McDonald of Pathways for Children, and Melanie Murray Brown of Wellspring. How are you all?
Really well, thank you. Thanks
It's
for
great
having
seeing you
us.
again.
How come we have so many amazing women on Cape Ann doing incredible
Right?
things, right? It's really incredible.
Something in the water.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
All right, ladies, so let's talk right off the bat. For those who don't know about the Cape Ann Kids Holiday Fund, Mike, do you want to start off with what it is and how this
Yeah,
works?
sure, definitely. So as a result of COVID in 2020, all three of our organizations, Pathways for Children, Wellspring House, and Action Inc., we did our own independent toy drives. But because of COVID, we had to change the way that things worked. So we got together, said, we want to help as many people as we can. So we started the Cape Ann Kids Holiday Fund to fundraise online to purchase gift cards for families so that they could go shopping online or locally in a store. There would be less contact. And we found that parents really were able to find the things that their kids wanted. It was extremely helpful to buy, extras for them around the holidays to have that help. So we've kept going. We've got such a great response from parents, and it's been great to work with each other. So basically, we have people apply. They've applied, and then we have a day where we hand out the gift cards to everyone in kind of a drive-through manner, so that parents can find something for an older child, like a video game or something that wouldn't normally appear in a toy drive, something like that.
So how many families are involved?
I think right now there's a little bit under 600, and there's 1,100 kids that we're going to help this year with gift cards, and more on a waiting list that we can hopefully help as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Haley, do you want to talk about Pathways involvement? And-
Certainly. So Pathways is working obviously collaboratively with Wellspring and Action, and we are the location of the drive-through. So next Thursday we'll have over 600 people either walking through, driving through, taking the bus to come pick up their gift cards for their families. So we're kind of the main point where families are going to come to us and hopefully be able to spread some holiday cheer through all of the donations that have come in. So thank you, everyone.
And Melanie, Wellspring's
Wellspring,
involved.
yeah, so we are just so thrilled to be collaborating with these powerhouse organizations. I think that, many hands make light work, but the work that Wellspring does, I would say that we have a lead role in fundraising and partnership, but so we're fundraising, asking donors, asking corporations, local companies to help sponsor the fund. And then we also work on the wait list, giving out the cards to the folks who couldn't come to the first drive-through. So we are still actively fundraising. We're going to be fundraising through the holidays. So we're really encouraging people. It doesn't matter any amount. We are very happy to take at capeannkids.org. So we're encouraging people to keep sticking with us, give as much as they can. We have had many donors this year giving to the fund, but we're noticing that times are tough for everybody, and families who may have given at a certain level last year, they're giving, but they're giving what they can. So we're asking for more folks to really pitch in.
Gotcha. And the website is extremely user-friendly too. This is a very simple process. So yeah, capeannkids.org for that. Are you finding so far that do the needs change from year to year? Like you've been doing this for a few. Have you noticed any shift in that? Whether it's because of COVID or the economy, or?
There's always a great need, right? And especially around the holidays when I think parents are, things change as technology changes, right? People are more aware of what's going on in other people's lives. Commercialism, there's just commercials for everything. There's things in your face all the time, saying you do this for the holidays and get this and, kind of keep up with, what's going on around you. And I think that This year particularly, we've seen a lot of people applying, but the need's always there. I don't know if you guys have any specific
So
situations.
it's hard to necessarily say is the need greater, because part of it is that people are aware of Cape Ann Kids now, so they're signing up, which is fantastic. It's definitely starting to be established in the community. When we sent out the email to start booking appointments for next week to pick up their gift cards, and the amount of gratitude from families has been phenomenal in regards to the responses that come in saying thank you so much, we weren't sure what we were going to do this year. So just the fact of knowing there's some hope for these families, because the reality is I think that we can all feel that things are tighter this year. Expenses are more, and that is the reality for everyone, I think.
Well, the beauty of these three organizations here working together is that you're helping the community identify folks in need, because it's hard for someone to ask for help, and to be able to facilitate that. We're just speaking with Kristen and Lisa and all these other groups doing all these wonderful things for folks too, and it's not easy. Luckily, we are in a place where people do give and give and give.
That's such a generous community. I mean, we really, really do. And the amount of people that just make any kind of donation, $10, $15, $25 online, it stacks up. It adds up so quickly, and it really, really does count. We've been really lucky that we are in this position to be able to, help people.
Well, I really appreciate what you said, Meg, about families seeing online and on television and social media all the Christmas stuff and the magic of Christmas, and to think that you might not be able to participate, or your family would be, have just isn't part of that whole holiday thing because of, they don't have the circumstances. So to be able to solve that problem is really important.
It's just as much for the children to be able to have toys and feel loved as it is for the parents to be able to show their child that they love them. And every parent, no matter who they are, is trying to do the best for their kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I also want to talk, Melanie, Wellspring must have a lot of things going on for the holiday season. Can you touch upon a few I'd like to just touch on a few things that each of your organizations are doing for this time of year specifically.
Well, to be honest, our focus is Cape Ann Kids. We do serve people who are outside the Cape Ann Kids catchment area, so outside of Manchester, Gloucester, Essex, Rockport, and Ipswich. And so we are fundraising to also help those families, much like our partners do as well. But our focus is truly on Cape Ann Kids for the holidays, and we really hope that people who support Wellspring, especially at end of year, are also giving to the Cape Ann Kids Fund in addition at whatever level they're able. So that's what we're encouraging.
And I want to mention too, I just visited with Grand Banks Building Products over on Crafts Road, and we have an event there coming up soon.
We do, and that's going to be in support of Cape Ann Kids. So Grand Banks is a great example of an organization, a company that supports Wellspring and wanted to do something for the holidays, and we asked, could you make it in support of Cape Ann Kids? So we're really hoping that all of our contractors, all of the companies and sponsors that typically sponsor us are going to help with Cape Ann Kids.
Heated Spirits tent for that, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm in.
That's,
Corey.
it's December
Any
8th.
heated spirits tent is, it sounds good to me.
That afternoon.
Took me a second to realize what that meant.
Me too. Me too, actually.
But now,
But I know how he thinks.
I'll see you there. Yeah. And Haley, things are going on at Pathways.
Absolutely. So we are continuing to do a regular programming amongst trying to raise the support. It is Pathways phone number that's listed for the contact information. So we are fielding calls frequently from families that are trying to figure out what their plan is going to be, because they see the wait list. We're on the wait list now, so we're assuring families that are on the wait list that we will do something to help. We don't know to what extent, and so we're just trying to be supportive to families the best that we can during this challenging time, and it's what we do on a daily basis. But we're definitely seeing the calls come in more and more. And then in addition to what Melanie said, is that we do have other communities that we serve as well. So we're doing additional fundraising efforts for Beyond Cape Ann Kids to make sure those kids in Beverly and Salem also have gifts this holiday season. But we're here for Cape Ann Kids,
Right.
and that's our important mission for right now.
Right.
Right.
Same.
Yeah.
I do want to
Well,
mention.
there's so much going on.
There
in
is a
all
lot
these
going
places.
on.
I know what
While
you
you
wanna
are here
mention.
from
Yeah.
Action, though, Meg, I do want
Yeah.
like
The energy program.
the
Right.
fuel assistance
Yeah.
program. Like people.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are extremely busy right now in the fuel assistance office, particularly in the energy efficiency office as well. So obviously the cost of fuel and heating sources have gone up. We've expanded our energy program into different territories throughout the North Shore. But the Fuel Assistance Office on Washington Street is still where you need to apply. You go on to actioninc.org/energy, and that's where we can help you if you're income eligible with fuel assistance. That's, state and federal money comes through us, and then we are able to give it out to people if they're eligible. And then once you're eligible for fuel assistance, you're also eligible for a lot of home energy upgrades. If you rent or if you own your home, we have a whole team of, people that go into people's homes to assess their energy consumption. We can, replace appliances, heating systems if necessary, and just kind of evaluate and see what you need done. So that will save you a lot of money, on your bill.
Yeah.
And any fuel source, we take any fuel source.
And from working with you over the years, Meg, to learn how many people actually are qualified to participate in this is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's almost a third. It's about a third of the Cape Ann community is eligible for fuel assistance. So, but yeah, I mean that's the thing. If people aren't sure if they're eligible, just go to the website and try to apply. We like this time of year brings out the feelings in people, right? Cape Ann kids, fuel assistance, whatever. We are just trying to make lives a little bit easier. As it gets colder and darker.
Right. And Mel, so to bring this back to Cape Ann kids, just one final plea to folks who, or maybe learn about this for the first time,
Yeah, sure.
And the importance of it.
I have a final plea and also a thank you. So first, the thanks to Beauport Hospitality. So we're partnering with them as well for a roundup program. So if you're eating in the restaurant here, please round up your bill, and
nice.
the proceeds will go to Cape Ann Kids. If you want to be involved and you want to donate to Cape Ann Kids, it's capeannkids.org. Very easy, any amount. We'd be happy to take any amount. So thank you, and thanks for thinking about hosting this wonderful event.
Oh, we appreciate all of
this
your
is
time
easy
and all of your
for us.
efforts as well.
Yeah.
I wish we were doing the show like every week, because you just kind of want to have these updates and be able to get the news out there and on how people can help. But we appreciate your time and everything you're doing, and we know it's crazy time. We're in the holiday craze right now. So that's why just to grab a few moments with you and hopefully spread the word about all of your efforts is very meaningful. So thanks again, Melanie Murray Brown, Haley McDonald, and Meg Merlin. Wellspring, Pathways for Children, and Action Inc. You can learn more.
Superheroes, all of them.
CapeAnnKids.org. It's the Cape Ann Kids Holiday Fund. Go there now. It's a piece of cake. You can do it in 2 seconds and make a donation and help out a very worthy cause. So thanks again, ladies, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
All right, and we are back again with Jean Hennessy of the Beauport Hotel. Heather, this is our favorite. I know.
I'm hungry.
I know you are.
It's been a while since
Yeah,
I'm really hungry. And we're at the Beauport Hotel, and the food is really good here.
I know, and every time we do this show, we always stay late and pick and nibble and have some fun. But what's even, I'm not lying about this. The 1623 staff, we talk about what's going to happen right now for the entire year.
We do. Remember what happened at the Beauport?
Yeah.
Anybody got some of that fresh shellfish anywhere?
Yeah, it is a presentation of the Seafood Tower here, courtesy of Executive Chef John McKechnie of the 1606 Restaurant and Oyster Bar. So, Jean, would you
Bring him in?
Yeah,
Bring him in.
Bring him on in.
Our executive chef, John McKechnie, he's doing awesome things at 1606 Restaurant and Oyster Bar.
Come on.
Oh, I think it's better than last year.
My God.
Yeah, this is
Look at this.
Enjoy.
How are you, John?
Doing well yourself?
Nice to
Thanks
meet
for having
you.
us on. Thank you. Nice to meet you as well.
Beautiful. Okay, so I guess before we get into the specifics of this, let's talk a little bit about the restaurant, which is gorgeous over here,
Yeah.
and the Oyster Bar, which got built in within the last year or so, right?
A little bit, a year and a half, I think,
Yeah,
right?
about a year and a half.
Yeah, so let's just talk about the restaurant first.
So the restaurant's going great. I'm coming up on my year anniversary here. I think we've had a great summer season. Looking forward to a really good winter as we, have kind of hopefully changed the reputation of what we've been doing here and continuing to improve everything. I think this is a great representation of some of the stuff that you can see on our raw bar on a daily basis. Really trying to focus on local sustainable products. Jonah crab legs, some oysters that we try to source from the northeast coast, you know, whether it's Prince Edward Island, the Cape, Rhode Island is where we're really trying to focus on this time of year with the cold water. And a nice little ceviche with some Martha's Vineyard Bay scallops that you can't really go wrong with this time of year. No, a real delicacy, one of my favorites to eat.
Yeah.
The restaurant itself has been great. We've seen an uptick in, you know, post-COVID occupancy and everything, so it's been working there, and the menu's really kicked off for the winter, so I'm really happy about things.
Yeah. Now, how nimble do you have to be? Because there's always, I mean, seasonally you're changing things, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously for big events. So what's it been like for you getting acclimated here and serving not only the guests but the community?
You know, it's been great for me to come back to home. You know, I am from Gloucester myself, so, you know, I was away for a while. There was a learning curve in the beginning, but I really think in the last few months we've really started to hit our stride with the team that we're building in the back and the programs we're trying to put in place. So all cylinders go and all things are, you know, primed for a great season.
And you, unlike a lot of people who are serving food in this community, you do breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We do,
right?
365 days a
So
year,
you got to
7
be
days a
on
week.
it, yeah.
So we're on it, you know, and like I said, it really speaks to the team that we're able to build. You know, I'm just a piece of what goes on here, and without them, I really couldn't be doing what we're doing. So it's a great thing, but it's fun because it keeps everything interesting every day.
Yeah. Okay, this lobster, where's that coming from?
So we get that right from across the street over at Vince Mortellaro's. So, you know, as I said, we really try to utilize the, you know, local community to build what we're building.
Yeah. So what menu offerings do you have going on for this time of year?
This time of year, so obviously we try to focus on some of the more seasonal items, a lot of root vegetables. Scallops are great this time of year, so we have a nice U10 scallop that we do with a celery root puree, some roasted root vegetables, braised leeks, and a beurre rouge sauce, which has really been one of our popular dishes. Swordfish is great this time of year. The cold water gets a little more fat in the mussels, so it's really nice and tender and has a delicate flavor. We're able to source that pretty well. And every now and then, if you're lucky enough to come in, we get what we have a swordfish chop, which is something that's
Those are
very
delicious.
unique. They're delicious.
Yeah.
It's a much tender piece of the swordfish because it's a little bit more of an underutilized part of the mussel. There's only 2 per fish, so it really is a delicacy if we can grab those at the right periods of time. And we have a really nice half duck and a dry aged sirloin that really can't be beat. So,
Well, anything special for Christmas Day or New Year's?
So Christmas Eve, we usually try to do a play on the Taste of the 7 Fishes. In the past, we've done a tasting menu. I think this year we're probably going to go a little bit more with traditional specials, but still cater them towards that style of food and meal period. Christmas Day, we do a prefix menu, which should be coming out good. We'll have a nice bone-in strip on there, some nice seafood, probably lobster to kind of do it up nice, and then we'll do a prefix menu on New Year's Eve for anybody who wants to come and celebrate with us as well. Still finalizing the details on that one though.
Very nice.
So did it feel good to come home and well, what I really want to know is, do you feel at home with local fish? Does that feel
yeah,
really good?
you know, I think I've always enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed trying to showcase what we have to offer here. So it is something that we've always tried to incorporate into what we're doing throughout it, and it's a comfort zone for me to a degree. Yeah, I would say so.
So, if John, people want to know specific hours, and you know when breakfast turns into lunch and those sorts of things.
Put me on the spot here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I want to say breakfast is 7 to 11. On Sundays we do a brunch that goes until 11:30. Lunch starts from 11:30, goes to around 3:30, but really runs into our dinner menu pretty much. So there's not a lot of changeover at that time. Sunday through Thursday we're open till 9, and then Friday, Saturday is 9:30.
Great.
And what do you want to tell folks who have never been in to dine at the 1606?
Yeah, I really recommend coming in, giving it a try. We're doing some really fun stuff in the kitchen and really trying to put out the best food we can, and be the spot to come in Gloucester. So give us a whirl if you haven't been here before.
And it's gorgeous in there too.
I was going to say, you
is.
can't beat the view,
No.
and to have delicious food with this view is really pretty special.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. We're lucky.
Yeah.
Dig
Did
in.
I know, and I want to ask you. We're going to, and we have to. Director Tyler Hurin, so we're going to have to beat him off of the.
Yeah.
We're going to have to take bids on who's getting what here first. So, Gene, I want to ask you about, in your time here, seeing how the restaurant's evolved.
Oh, it has made many. I'm going to just do this.
Yeah.
Many changes. I would say we just keep getting better all the time. John and his team are killing it. They really, and focusing as much as we can on local food is primary here right now. And John is making so many connections with so many people that he's really capitalizing on that. I mean, we're getting the lobster from across the street.
I know.
Right.
Does it get any fresher than that?
Yeah,
The
it's the
people you can
best.
say, would you like this? It was caught this morning, to our guests. Doesn't get better than that.
We should get you in scuba gear out there.
Yeah.
So now, if folks want to find the menu online, make reservations, anything like that, how can they go about doing that?
You can go to beauporthotel.com, and our restaurant, all of our restaurant information is there. Don't think we have 1606 restaurant and oysterbar.com. I don't know that.
So I think it's
We
through.
should. It's like /1606. But beauporthotel.com, beauporthospitality.com for all of our properties, so you can take you right to the boat, right to Seaport Grill, right to 1606, beauporthospitality.com.
Perfect. Well, Jim, we want to thank you again for having us today. You've been so gracious to us. Every time we come, we love spending time with you.
It is our pleasure. It really is. It's great to have you here.
I mean, and John, it's great to meet you. Great work. Thank you so much for this. We
Please
can't
enjoy.
wait. And we'll see you soon. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
And that puts a bow on it, Heather.
I know, another holiday show at the Beauport Hotel.
We love it here.
I know, and all these wonderful people, these wonderful guests doing such great things.
Yes.
That's really so special.
And now us doing debauched things with that seafood tower.
And how about the heated tent
Yeah.
that will be happening next week with spirits?
Yeah, we're in trouble, folks. So, yeah. Well, thanks so much for being here today with us. We love doing this holiday show with you all. We have to thank the Beauport Hospitality Group for hosting us once again here at the beautiful Beauport Hotel. We have to thank all of our guests. Gene Hennessy, of course, from the hotel. Senator Bruce Tarr and Ringo Tarr, of course. You can go to the Kent Circle tree lighting this Sunday evening at dusk, which should be great.
Rarely seen together, those two.
I
right?
know.
In
That
the
was,
state.
that was impressive.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got him.
We want to thank Kristen Michelle and Lisa Lamont of the Gloucester Giving Elves and Together Gloucester. Also, Meg Merlin, Haley McDonald, and Melanie Murray Brown of the Cape Ann Kids Holiday Fund. And John McKechnie, of course, the executive chef here at the 1606 Restaurant and Oyster Bar here at the Beauport Hotel. Our next show is going to be December 19th at Cape Ann Animal Aid. Oh boy.
That's
Yeah.
a dangerous one.
Someone
Yeah.
on 1623 staff goes home with an animal
Yeah.
after that show.
It's usually me.
Yeah, and it's usually Heather. So, all right, we have to
But I
thank our
have
crew.
great animals. I have the best animals.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Aren't they? Are
Yep,
they winners?
Beautiful. So, yeah, I love them. I love them. They're awesome. We have to thank our crew, of course, on camera Mike Dennis and Alec Palmer, floor manager Alana Horn, production manager Tyler Horinson, technical director Matt McMakin, digital director Matt Moore, operations coordinator Emily Games, and executive director Eric Archer. Like I said, we'll see you on the 19th from Cape Ann Inlet over at Four Paws Lane in West Gloucester. Happy holidays to you all. And we're going to end now with one more song from Annette Dion. You can get her music at psychicannetteDion.com or Spotify or iTunes or anyone else where you can get great music online. Take it away, Annette.
All right. Merry Christmas.